So today I'm going to be reading some first volumes that I haven't really, either I haven't cracked open yet or I started and never finished. I have 5 first volumes that I want to kind of try to read today. First volume I have is Yakuza Lover by Nozomi Mino. I actually am reading this currently. I've been reading it actually for the past like week. Like literally on and off all week I've been reading this. And I'm kind of stuck in a spot right now where I'm just like, don't know if I want to continue reading it. But I'm going to try to finish it and just to finish it, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. I do not think I want to continue this book after the first volume, but we'll see once I've finished it. I'll let you know what I think. And next we have Our Teachers Are Dating, which is another manga that I've started. I'm actually, if you can see, that's where I'm at. I haven't picked it up in a while. I just paused it for no particular reason. I just stopped. But I do want to continue reading it. So far, I think this is really cute. So I have hopes that I might like this. I did buy all 4 volumes, so hopefully I actually enjoy this series. Another series that I started, and this one I just completely forgot about. I'm not gonna lie. But it's called I'm a Wolf, but My Boss is a Sheep by Shino Shimizu. Yeah, I started this, I want to say last summer, and I just forgot about it. I just forgot that I was reading it. Or maybe I'll start it over or whatever. But yeah, I want to finish this to see. I'm not even sure if this is like an ongoing series or if it's just 1 volume, but I guess I'll find that out later. The next 2 volumes are volumes I have not started at all. So these are going to be like ones I'm going to be going into with very little knowledge. The first one being The Promised Neverland. This is a series I wanted to start for a while. I wanted to actually watch the anime, but then I saw the volume one day at like Target, so decided to pick it up to give it a read. I don't really know what this is about. It's about kids, but yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. I have a feeling I might like it. And the first volume that I want to get to is The King's Beast by Ray Toma. And this is a series that my friend speaks highly of, and I read the premise and it looks like something that I might like. I don't read a lot of shoujo, but this looks like something that, like, the story just felt really compelling to me, and the art is stunning. Like, I think it's so pretty, so I'm really excited to get into this one as well. But yeah, these are the first volumes, and I will come back and let y'all know how it's going. Okay, so I am reading Yakuza Lover, and they just had sex for the first time, which was kind of a lot, but he just gave her like some post-sex earrings, and she's like, wow, are these black diamonds? And he's like, actually, I've had them made from the bullet that shot me. I wanted you to always think of me, even when we're apart. But now they hold an even deeper meaning. They're proof that you're my lover. Even your pierced ears belong to me. Oya, I promise you that I'll remain by your side until your dying day. Look at his face when she says that. He's like, period. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, so she just got a job as like a hostess for 2 months at this gentleman's club, I guess, is what this is. Basically, you just entertain some men. He just showed up at this place, and she's trying to do it like without him knowing. And apparently, she's really popular, and like the lady who works there is like, you wanna, work full time, and if she works full time, she can make more money because she's a student, so she needs money to like afford stuff. And I think she also wants to pay back Oya, who is the Yakuza, her lover. And I'm kind of like anticipating him to be like, you don't have to do this, I can pay for everything, I have money, you're my lover, just ask and I'll give you anything. So he owns the club. Very interesting. His face when he sees her. Oh, he volunteers to be her customer. I can see where this is going. This is so, oh my god. So basically, wait, is she imagining this? Basically, like, she got a lot of business cards from like a lot of prestigious customers, like men, I should say, requesting to see her. And he's like, add up all the money they would have spent on her and I'll match it. And then the boss lady, she's like, why would you spend that much money on one person? And he's like, she belongs to me, basically. And he was like, forget you ever knew her. And he drags her out of there. Oh, okay, so I'm just as naive as Yuri. Apparently, he says, Yuri, do you know what all those cards mean? She's like, no. He's like, then I'll tell you. They mean they'll do anything to get you in bed. Which, I mean, I guess that's obvious. Like, now that I think about it. That was fun. That was a fun little read. I kind of want to read volume 2 out of curiosity. To keep in the theme of shoujo, I'm going to start The King's Beast. And then I'm probably going to read a little bit of this and then have some dinner. Because it's almost 6 o'clock and I'm surprised because it's actually, well, the sun's just starting to set now. So looks like it's time for longer days. Let's read the synopsis first. Ajin boys who show signs of special abilities are conscripted to serve in the imperial palace as beast servants. Status symbols and shields for their royal masters, to be kept or discarded on a whim. When they were children, Rengetsu's twin brother, Sogetsu, was ripped from her arms and sent to the palace to attend Prince Tenyu as a beast servant, where he quickly fell victim to bloody dynastic intrigues. Now, in a world that promises only bitterness, Rengetsu's one hope at avenging her brother is to disguise herself as a man and find a way into the palace. Prince Tenyu is not what Rengetsu expected, and the political currents in the palace run deep and strange. Does Rengetsu have any chance of finding justice for her brother? Or will she become just another Ajin casualty in the game of kings? I'm assuming this is her on the front. The King's Beast is a new story that takes place in the same world as my previous manga, Dawn of the Arcana. Dawn of the Arcana. It was on the back as well. I have not read that, but okay. This one is set in a Chinese-inspired fantasy kingdom. I hope established fans and newcomers alike enjoy it. I hope I enjoy it as well. So yeah, let's get into it. On to the next read, The Promised Neverland. The sun is set, it is darker here. I don't know if you can tell that it's much darker now, but yes. Let's go ahead and read the synopsis on the back. Emma, Norman, and Ray are the brightest kids at the Gracefield House Orphanage. And under the care of the woman they refer to as Mom, all the kids have enjoyed a comfortable life. Good food, clean clothes, and the perfect environment to learn. What more can an orphan ask for? One day, though, Emma and Norman uncover the dark truth of the outside world they are forbidden from seeing. Ooh. This looks like it could be fun. I'm excited. Let's go.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Oh my god. This got dark so fast. Oh my god, I need to drink water. Okay. I don't know if I want to make this spoiler free, but oh my god. I'm thinking like the beginning, it was weird. Like it was cute. These kids are at the orphanage, and then literally it's just the intro. It gets super dark. Oh my god. I'm like kind of freaking out because I was not expecting this in the story. I feel like I don't want to spoil this because whoever reads this needs to be as shocked as I am. Or as I feel a lot of people were when they read this or maybe watched the anime for the first time. Because this is not about kids at an orphanage. I want to use this Deluxe photo as a bookmark. But oh my god, I need to like eat. I need to like step away. I've been reading nonstop for like over an hour. So almost 2 hours actually. The Promised Neverland, I already know that this is gonna be a story that finishes me before I finish it, if you get what I mean. But anyway, yeah, I need to take a little bit of a break. After Promised Neverland, I have to finish the first volume of Our Teachers Are Dating, and then My Boss is a Wolf and I'm a Sheep. I think that's the title. And yeah, okay, I'll see y'all in a bit. Good morning. I'm working from my bed because it's just that kind of day today. I read a bit of this on Sunday and I'm actually almost done with this. I just have like a few pages at the end. Happy Valentine's Day, I guess. I was gonna say if you celebrate, but it's literally not that serious of a holiday to even say that too. Anyway, I'll be back with some more commentary on these two manga. It is much later. The sun is setting. I'm still at work. I have like about, I think, half an hour. Well, a little more than half an hour left. But I did just finish the first volume of Our Teachers Are Dating, and I thought this was really cute. They both are teachers. They work at this school, this all-girls school. The students and the faculty are like cheering them on. It's really, really like cute. It's just a simple, quick little love story because it's only 4 volumes, so I don't really expect too much. The only thing that I would wish is that we had some like establishment of like who they are, like how they like met, because like when the story starts, it's already kind of like we already kind of know that they like each other and like, you know, they've liked each other for a while. If we had like some build up to that, that would be nice, but I don't mind it too much because I feel like with the other volumes we might get more information. I bought all 4 volumes and I've had them for a while, so I'm finally getting around to reading them. I don't know if I ever read the back or read the synopsis, but 2 women who work at the same school and just started going out. They're a little shy about their budding relationship, but their coworkers and even their students are rooting for them as they bumble their way through love. Yeah, that's why I think it's so cute, because it's like everyone's supportive, and I just think that like because they're both women and it's like women supporting women falling in love, I don't know, I just like it. I love that. Next up, I will be reading this. Ugami, a salaryman working for a betting company, has a pretty standard routine. He does his work, keeps to himself, and hides his huge crush on his beautiful supervisor. Normally, this does just fine for him, but when he's suddenly transferred to his secret crush's department, it's a blessing and a curse. His biggest problem? He's a literal wolf, while his boss and all his coworkers are sheep. This wolf boy is in for more than a case of simple puppy love. Hello, it is now Saturday, so it's been a whole week of me reading these first volumes. I just kind of wanted to do a wrap up of the things that I read this week, starting off with I'm a Wolf but My Boss is a Sheep, which is my freshest read because I just finished this last night. This is the one about the wolf who works under a sheep, which is in this world is kind of rare because like obviously the carnivores are kind of like more like aggressive, and then like the sheeps are more like have, or they're not usually in positions of power. And, you know, it kind of reminds me of like a PG version of Beastars. I'm interested in kind of continuing it just to see where it goes. I did find the second volume, so I might go ahead and read it to see where the story goes. Because it kind of ended in like a really interesting spot where like she comes across an old friend who is a male sheep, so we got a little competition for our male lead. Okay, next we have Yakuza Lover, which I kind of gave a bit of commentary on earlier in the video, but I thought this was fun. I thought at first when I was reading it, it was kind of annoying me just because like how fast everything was progressing, but like when I kept reading, I was having a good time. Like it just got really kind of like interesting, but like not in like, because the plot's not really there. It's not really there. honestly. Definitely not one of those stories where I think I would take too seriously. It's just one of those reads where you're just like, I just want to have a good time. Next up, we have Our Teachers Are Dating. It's kind of almost like a slice of life, because it's just them at work and then them outside of work trying to date. She teaches, I think she's a physical education teacher, and she is a biology teacher. I hope I end up liking this in the end, because the first volume I thought wasn't bad, so hopefully the story just continues like being good, or you know, I just hope I don't hate it at the end of it. And next we have The Promised Neverland, which was the story that rocked my world. So this is apparently a story about kids in orphanage and about them living their everyday life, and then them coming across something that they weren't supposed to come across. It kind of just unsettled me for a bit. I literally had to like pause reading before continuing, because it just really unsettled me. So far, like the pacing is just like, it's so good. And it's written, like the three main characters are children, so it's written in that perspective, and I think it's done so well. Like the decisions they make, the way they process information. The only thing, there's another thing about this story that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. There is a black woman character in this book, and the way she is portrayed, like, it's giving minstrel. You know what I'm saying here? It really, really rubbed me the wrong way when reading it. It just made me very, very uncomfortable. I thought I was being dramatic, and, you know, maybe I am, but I'm very worried with how her character will be portrayed or treated later in the story. She's definitely not a main character, but I feel like she might be important to the plot later on, and it's making me nervous. So far, that's like the only issue I'm having with this story, is the portrayal of a black woman character. But yeah, Promised Neverland, I think like definitely number 2 on the list of favorites of the 5 books or 5 volumes that I've read this week. I'm definitely going to be continuing this story. It's just, I need to know what happens. And last but not least, we have The King's Beast, which was my favorite out of all the 5 volumes that I read this week. Just first of all, stunning art. The art is so pretty. The actual story is really, really intriguing. It is a historical about this young girl who has her brother taken away from her from a young age, because they're these creatures, or the species called Ajin. Basically they get like forced into servitude for the royal family if they have like certain powers, and her brother had powers, so he was taken away to serve. Her brother ends up dying. It is believed that the prince has killed him, so she disguises herself as a man, because only the boy Ajins can work for the royal family. So she disguises herself as a man, and she infiltrates the royal household to become a replacement Ajin, or a replacement beast servant for this prince who may or may not have killed her brother. And she's like, I'm gonna get revenge, and I'm here for it. Like I said earlier, I'm not the biggest shoujo reader. Nothing against shoujo, I just don't really ever read it as much. But this is definitely something that has caught my eye, and I am really excited to continue reading it. So yeah. Alright, so that's it for this video. I've had these volume 1 copies for a while, and this was such a good way to get me to actually sit down and read all of them. It was really fun. I had a good time. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you also have any recommendations, or if there's anything here that you also liked. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!